Hello, you are watching Bull City Cinema. My name is Tia Samuel.
And I am Shamri Tillman, and tonight we will be reviewing and critiquing 4 Academy Award-winning films, including Titanic, Forrest Gump, The Godfather Part 1, and Crash, so please stay tuned. James Cameron's 1997 Titanic is pretty much a story about a heartfelt love story between 2 teenagers as they are placed on a ship and they are forced to fall in love with one another through certain circumstances. Beginning with genuine footage of the departure of the Titanic on its fateful voyage, this epic movie tells the events of that tragic night from the perspective of fictional survivor Rose. As an old lady of 100, she recounts her story of duty, love, and disaster to a salvage crew searching for a lost diamond.
The woman in the picture is me.
Louis XVI wore a stone called the Blue Diamond of the Crown. And today it would be worth more than the Hope Diamond. If your grandmother's who she says she is, she was wearing the diamond the night the ship sank.
Set in the 1900s, James Cameron's Titanic is an Academy Award-winning film loaded with great actors, including Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack and Kate Winslet as Rose. So pretty much it's a story about 2 profound lovers who fall in love through unfortunate conditions and cannot deny the love that they have for one another. The story concentrates on their fairy tale for one another, and it turned into a fatal tragedy one night as they struggle for survival on a ship. So pretty much I absolutely fell in love with the story. I thought it was packed with different emotion, drama, and things to keep the audience engaged. What did you think?
I actually thought that the movie was pretty long, kind of not my style. But overall, I thought the plot was good. I thought that they used excellent actors. And I thought that the clothes and everything just made me feel like I was a part of the 1900s.
Right, I agree. I love how they use special effects to actually make it seem like they were crashing into an iceberg. Like everything seemed so realistic. Like
Yes.
I almost felt like I was actually on the ship Titanic, like crashing into the iceberg and in the ocean with Rose and Jack. Like, did you agree with the special effects? Thought they did a good
Yes,
job?
the special effects were really good, and I also really enjoyed the music played as the ship was crashing. Like it kind of made me feel really, really sad.
Like it kept you into the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. So I personally, I would give Titanic, I would give it 5 stars. I don't know. What would you give it?
I would give it 4 stars because
4? Why 4?
it was a little lengthy.
It was lengthy, so you like things straight into the point. Okay, so there you have it. I give Titanic 5 stars, and Tia gives it 4 stars. Up next, we have Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is a 1994 Academy Award-winning American epic film starring Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, and Robin Wright.
Hello. My name's Forrest Gump. Do you want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
The movie Forrest Gump follows the life events of a man who shares the name as the title of the film. Gump faces many tribulations throughout his life, but he never lets any of them interfere with his happiness. From wearing braces on his legs to having a below-average IQ and even being shot, Gump continues to believe that good things will happen and goes after his dreams. While several less than ideal things occur during Gump's life, he manages to turn each setback into something good for him. The movie is centered on Forrest Gump and the incidents that occurred during his life. But during each period in his lifetime, he thinks back of Jenny and how important she is to him. I absolutely love Forrest Gump. I thought Forrest Gump was definitely a really good movie. Forrest Gump just gave me a lot of hope. What did you think?
I definitely think that it deserved the Academy Award that it won. It has a brilliant cast. Tom Hanks is awesome. He does a great movie. He does a great job with every movie that he starred in. And I love how it starts, about a challenged young man who goes through his life facing his problems, and he overcomes his obstacles, and it tells a love story between him and Jenny. So I love the love story that it tells.
I also love the love story between him and Jenny. It seemed like Jenny always came back up, like no matter where he was in his life, no matter like what time era it was, Jenny just always popped up.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes their love so authentic, because the saying where it says, if it's true love, it'll always come back around. And pretty much they always found one another, whether Jenny had a boyfriend in the movie or whether, Forrest was involved with somebody else. They always found their love for one another. And I think Robert Zemeckis did a great job with, of course, the attire for the time period. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I also think that the settings were really good. Like the big White House that he lived in, the old dirt roads. Like I definitely got the 1900s feel from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if I have any dislikes for the film, but I don't really have any dislikes. I absolutely love the film. I would rate it 5 stars.
I would definitely give it 5 stars too.
All right, so we both agree. We give Forrest Gump 5 stars. Up next, we have The Godfather Part 1. The Godfather Part 1 is an insightful sociological study of violence, power, honor, and corruption and crime within America. Set in the 1940s, The Godfather is an award-winning film loaded with great actors including Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone and Al Pacino as Michael Corleone as leaders of a fictional New York crime family. The story concentrates on the transformation of Michael Corleone, the family's Marine hero, to ruthless mafia boss, while chronicling the Corleones under the patriarch Vito. The film opens up in the summer of 1945 during the backyard wedding reception of Vito Corleone's daughter Connie. Here's where the Coppola introduces all of the members of the Corleone family and friends. Unfortunately, the Corleone family is not the only gangster-driven family in the city of New York. The story takes a turn when Vito is shot in an attempted murder scene. And the hot-headed eldest son, Sonny, played by James Cain, has to become the head of the family. Being the hothead that he is, Sonny places the Corleone family in a hunch, and the youngest son, Michael, who vowed to never get involved in the family business, must step up to become the Don of the Corleone family. Packed with action, crime, and passion, The Godfather is a film that exceeds expectation of great acting and unexpected plot twists. We see Michael's character be forced to become the head honcho of the family and make necessary and unexpected decisions for his family's well-being. Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather is a film that will keep you alert, attentive with spiraling storyline. It is indeed a 5-star film. Packed with action, crime, and passion, The Godfather indeed is a film that exceeds expectation with actors and unexpected plot twists. What do you think? You like it?
I liked the movie, but it was a little too long for me. I couldn't really keep up with all the characters.
You couldn't keep up with the characters. I was kind of on the fence about The Godfather. It was good, I guess, for the time being. It was a typical gangster movie. It had the different characters who portrayed the gangsters and the mafia bosses, and it did a great job with that.
I think it definitely did a good job with that too. I think that like the wedding scene in the beginning was definitely awesome. I loved her dress. I loved the the whole Italian ceremony in the beginning.
Right, because it pretty much, I think that Coppola used it as a way to introduce us to all of the important members of the Corleone family and what role they would play in the actual film. I was kind of shocked though when we found out that Michael Corleone was one to rise up and become the head of the family. Did you think it was going to be Vito or?
I did think it was going to be Vito, but at the same time, Vito, he kind of had some type of imbalancedness with him. So I kind of knew that he was going to be out of the movie soon enough.
So you already knew what he was going to be out of the movie. Okay. So I think that The Godfather Part 1 is indeed I'll give it a 4-star film because I agree with Tia. It was kind of long. It could have been a little shorter because it kind of took a while to actually get to the actual action of the film, but I'll give it 4 stars.
I give it 4 stars too.
Okay, so up next we have Crash, coming up soon.
Crash is a 2004 sociological drama directed by Paul Haggis. It has an all-star cast featuring Terrence Howard, Sandra Bullock, Don Cheadle, and even Ludacris.
We the only 2 black faces surrounded by a sea of over-caffeinated white people patrolled by the trigger-happy LAPD. So you tell me, why aren't we scared?
Because we got guns?
Crash, with its title leaving no irony, is about LA citizens who live totally different lives, but collide in interweaving stories about race, loss, and redemption.
You know what, maybe I should have let them arrest your ass. I mean, sooner or later, you gotta find out what it is really like to be black.
Over a 36-hour period in Los Angeles, a handful of desperate people's lives intertwine as they deal with tense race relations that represent life in the city. Among the players are the Caucasian district attorney, who uses race as a political card. His Caucasian wife, who having recently been carjacked by 2 black men, believes that her stereotypical views of non-whites is justified and cannot be considered racism. The 2 black carjackers, who use their race both to their advantage and as an excuse, partnered Caucasian police constables, one who is a racist and uses his authority to harass non-whites, and the other 2 who hates his partner because of the racist views, but who
Overall, I give Crash a 5 out of 5. Mainly because of the different stories it tells, and especially with the different people's lives intertwining, between race, redemption, all the other good stuff. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how Haggis had them all relate to one another. Like, we had a police officer relate to Terrence Howard's wife, and they all had a relationship within each other, because you would never think that they all would come across each other's path within the movie. And I think it kind of did open up, I guess, a can of worms when it brought, the story of race and stereotypes within Los Angeles during that time period.
Yeah, I think that the movie was definitely racist. I've never, some of the things that they said on there was, definitely borderline, ew, are we allowed to say that on TV?
Right.
But I definitely thought that he did a good job, having the audience feel whatever emotion he was trying to depict for us.
Yeah, and he also did a good job picking the cast to portray these different characters. Terrence Howard, Sandra Bullock, Ludacris, Lorenz Tate, they all did a good job in the movie, playing out their role. And I really felt like I was there, it was very realistic. So I would give it a 5-star rating as well. And I definitely believe that it deserved its Academy Award that it won. Do you think deserved it as well?
I think it deserved its Academy Award, but some of the characters were a little too much. Ludacris' character was definitely too much pro-black, and it was being real stereotypical.
So do you think it was stereotypical from both ends, from the black perspective and from the Caucasian perspective, or just from a certain side?
No, both sides were definitely stereotypical. The white guy, being a police officer, he was definitely overly racist. Some of the characters are just too racist.
Yeah, I don't really have any dislikes about the film. I thought it was pretty good. Other than the overused stereotypes, I think it did a good job with the movie. So there you have it, what we think of the 4 Academy Award winning films: Titanic, Forrest Gump, The Godfather Part 1, and Crash. I am Chambry Tillman.
And I'm Tia Samuel, and you are watching Bull City Cinema.